Welcome back, 2024 Mid-Atlantic Major League Paintball here in Atlantic City. I'm Eddie Marshall, blessed to have Callie Rudolph and Ryan Hall from Los Angeles Infamous to help me call this set. It's going to be Houston Heat taking on Tampa Bay Damage, Dynasty, and Impact. All four of these teams have not lost a game so far at this tournament. Callie, we'll start with you. Houston Heat or Damage? Who do you got in this one? It's kind of a hard one to call.
Wow, yeah, two solid teams here. I'm gonna have to go with Damage. I haven't seen them play really earlier on today, but Damage is always one of those teams that can play well, no matter what the layout is. They've been played together for so long. They have that chemistry that you really need on a layout like this.
Ryan, agree, disagree?
I'm gonna go Heat on this one.
The
only thing I didn't like
Texan?
about Damage, no. The only thing I didn't like about Damage was they didn't have a ton of guns up on the break, and they were able to dink ML Kings out. But I think this is another caliber team here.
So jumping into point number one, Houston Heat starting from the red side and playing in red jerseys. Tampa Bay Damage is going to be dropping a body early, though, trying to get to that can. Seen that quite a bit, actually, here. Looks like they might be losing another one, trying to crawl up into the snake. Like Lackey going to be taking the walk. And so this gives a big advantage to Houston Heat. 5-on-3 situation right now is getting some nice moves on the D side. No one feeling much pressure. Konstantin Fedorov already into D3. Looks like he wants to dip into D4, and he does. He's at the 50-yard line right now as Misha gets into Snake 2 with Tyler Harmon right beside him at the wedge.
Yeah, it looked like Fedorov played super aggressive down that Dorado side. Was able to take a lot of ground on the break and kind of catch these Snake side guys sleeping.
Yeah, it's been fun to, blind layout here. If you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining us. Oh, penalty going to be assessed here on Damage. That should be the coffin nail here for this point, but it's been fun to watch these teams adjust on the fly to these, to the game plans, to these angles. I mean, you guys, played this morning, lost a close one to Dynasty, and then beat the Ironman pretty solidly. So you guys are looking pretty good right now, sitting 1-1. Point spread looks decent. So give me your thoughts now. I mean, you guys are as expert as we're going to get on this field right now. So, Ryan, we'll start with you. What do you think, man?
I mean, obviously this is a blind layout, so everyone's just kind of free ball and spinning. You go in with the best game plans, but it's changing so fast. And the way I try to approach that first match was just take every single bite you think is there because the locks aren't set up yet.
You had a good first match.
You'll get away with more stuff, but that is going to tighten down super fast. And even to Dynasty, I mean, it got tighter and tighter and tighter, and that was Dynasty's first match. So it's evolving rapidly for sure.
Yeah, with how well you guys played against the Ironman, and the Ironman are a tough team to beat right now. As they made Sunday, saw them on Thursday, and so heading into that match, because you guys had warmed up in a nice win against a pretty tough team right now, I was like, man, I don't know. Dynasty, and I know you guys had a rough event at the last one, but that makes you extra hungry. But Dynasty did too, But yeah, that was a really fun match to watch, very close one. So speaking of Dynasty, they're playing Impact. Impact looked great in their first match. They really put this field together quickly and beat Extreme by, I believe, 5.
Wow.
Archie took a bounce there.
Yep.
That was the guy that we were able to kind of key up on more than anybody, and so interesting to see, where are the def spots. We were all trying to figure it out right now.
Arturo Andrade matched up against Mikey Arena, his former teammate. Arena coming over from Dynasty, taking the offer from Impact, and they're doing battle here in the Snake. Both of them looking inside, though, but it looks like Darula getting a major penalty assessed on Matt Darula, so that's going to decimate the line here for Impact.
Oh, it's a gross major.
A gross major?
Yeah, they just pulled 4.
Wow.
Yeah, wiping.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Well, Arturo almost runs into Mikey because he realized he was losing his whole team, so he's just going to go die on his sword. And no one left for Arturo to shoot because we don't typically see gross majors. But apparently, Ryan, I mean, I just saw the red, but I didn't realize I saw them started pulling a bunch of bodies.
Yeah, they pulled 3. So with a major penalty, the difference between a major and a minor is you have to have shot somebody. And I didn't see Matt shoot anybody, so it can't be a major unless it's a gross penalty.
Yeah, there you go. And for those uninitiated, what's a gross major?
It's a 3 for 1, so it's a intentional cheating of the game or intentional overshooting, something intentionally outside the rules.
Yeah, wiping a hit, trying to slide one off, something like that.
Did you see him get shot? Because it looked like he went to they doubled up that Aztec in the center there, and there's a lot of paint that could come into that middle spot, and it gets real tight, especially with 2 guys in there.
Yeah, and it's just interesting to do that. First point. Darilla's a seasoned vet. Like, there's just no need for it.
No need for that at all. Yeah.
So very interesting.
Yeah, tough too. Throws any sort of momentum away in the very first point. Kind of, you're basically spotting Dynasty 1. It's like, all right, we're just going to start this game 1-0.
Did they have enough bodies to pull?
Yes, they did get all their bodies.
Yeah, because Mike was still alive.
So we're in the pits with San Diego Dynasty right now. Got to be pretty happy with how this one's shaping up, at least to start out. listen in real quick. Oh, no, we got to jump back into this next point here, the split deck format.
Looks like Rodarte is getting a spin.
He's got a couple spins out there. And these teams now switching sides. Tampa Bay Damage going right into the snake with Keith Brown. And then here comes Houston Heat going to answer. I think that's Rodarte. Yeah, Rodarte diving in, about to crawl up to that 50-yard line. He's got Chad George outside wide, try to keep Keith honest over here.
He is pushing the Dorito side hard. Monville is in the Dorito 3 pretty fast.
I think that's, is that Monville or Moorhead?
It's Monville.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Moorhead. Ryan
Yeah, Moorhead.
Yeah, Moorhead. Yeah, so they're here on your screen. Ronnie Dizon backing up Ryan Moorhead. Body getting peeled out from that D side here for Tampa Bay. Keith Brown popping the top. Chad George popping the top as well, too. Seeing a lot of guys in this snake popping that top because, well, I mean, Ryan, break it down. You played over here on the snake side a little bit. Why are guys playing over the top a little bit more than we typically see in that, in these snake 1 or snake 2? Ooh, look at this, though. Before we get into that, got to look at this bold move here from Houston Heat, crawling all the way out to try to get the edge.
He still has like five more feet he can go wide.
Yeah,
a lot of room over there.
Yes, a lot of room on the sideline.
Oh,
Did he catch Horn?
Missed him.
Nope. Chris Horn dodged that one, so that forced Ryan Moorhead to get back into that spot. But Moorhead's now past the 50-yard line. Yeah, Heat really pushing the issue. Very hyper-aggressive in this second point right now. And they have the lead, too, so it's not like they... But this is a pretty aggressive field.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, okay.
So
Got him.
Rodarte committing. And
Heat's staying alive.
yeah, no damage. No damage body. Rodarte just sacrificed, or basically nobody came off from that.
So a lot of times guys are coming over the top in this 50 bunker because there's a huge lane from these back spots that can just flood paint through that area, which makes it really dangerous to try to wrap around. You're basically giving up your body as soon as you commit through there to at least one gun. Looked like Rainey maybe switched, and that's why Dart went to try to get the snake, not realizing that Keith was actually further back.
Yeah, so going down here on that D side is Ryan Moorhead's going to get pinched out, but Dizon gets into D3 to take over the attack for Ryan Moorhead. So it was a 5-on-3, but then Rodarte threw his body away, and now Ryan Moorhead comes off. So it's going to be a 3-on-3 situation.
You're starting to see the game develop a little bit more where, Heat is pushing the issue of finding all these different seams that they can go down the field, but as you saw there, he kind of went too far and got picked up by Keith, so...
And I don't hate that from Ryan either, because, you don't know until you know, so we're learning it. It's like the first day of practice.
I was going to say, that typically happens Friday or Saturday morning around 10:30.
Chad's got to be careful playing the inside like that.
Well, Keith Brown.
Keith smells blood in the water. He's going to go look for something to happen here.
Yeah, Keith just jumped over the beam, crawled up to the 50. Chad doesn't know he's there.
Ronnie's crossed this way, so at the very least, Ronnie should be able to shoot him trying to get Chad.
Yeah, tense moments right now.
3-on-3.
Both these teams want to go undefeated on day one. This is Houston Heat, Aftershock Damage, Notorious, and ML Kings in this bracket.
Keith's looking for the move. Yep.
So Keith comes through, trades out with Chad George, turns it into a 2-on-2. Better field position, though, for Houston Heat, as they have Dizon in D3. Fedorov coasts into Snake 1, untouched. Rainey Stanzik and I believe Chris Horn in those back spots. Rainey going to move up, though. Creepy crawls up into Snake 1, looking for a crossfield shot. Try to see if we can get the drop in on Ronnie Dizon. Fedorov going to do a little retreat, get to the back corner.
They're calling out all the spots, so they know where everybody is. Ronnie's the only one that's playing a little bit more inside, deep.
Well, Ronnie's playing like he thinks that there's somebody up in the middle, or he's totally focused his lane here. Doesn't really. Okay, now he's going to head check D side. So
but Ronnie, also the Dorito that Chris is at can't actually see down the wire, so Ronnie's not too worried about it until he's in at least the next one.
Yeah, I think he was just head checking to make sure he didn't move up. But yeah, the D1 is inset. Once you get to D2, it's all lined up, which was my favorite layout. That's my favorite type of D side. In fact, I don't really know too many players that don't want the bunkers mirrored up.
For sure.
Because then it's just a gunfighter's paradise. And I also like the D1 is inset, thus kind of forcing you to get up the field a little bit to get out of that D1 position.
Rainey's getting sneaky.
Rainey excels at this. It's one of the
I
reasons.
think Ronnie's looking right at that 50 spot, so Rainey's going to try to get it. Yeah.
So Rainey went up to give it a chance, let loose one stream, didn't get the kill, and then goes right back to his position.
And then the difference here is obviously Heat is up a point, so they don't have to do anything really, but, you know, it's
Well,
a lot of game time left.
Yeah, there's 9 minutes left to go. Rainey just looked at Chris and gave him the, hey, get going.
Okay. Yep.
Let's get you up there a little bit.
So the snake corner can stop pretty much all those Dorito gaps.
Well, I mean, that was a good point, Callie. I don't mind this from Heat because they're the ones that have the point advantage here, though. So, I mean, we haven't seen it yet. There's been a lot of points played on this layout for the most part, but
So Chris has the next Dorito pretty freely. Yep, there he goes. Okay. He's looking for the inside seam. He's probably going to wrap around on Fedorov. Nope. Oh, I don't know.
Chris
about
Horn
that.
launches and catches Ronnie and gets the kill and
Oh,
stays
still
alive.
Nice. I think Fedorov's just low on paint. Couldn't have a good stream in that
Yeah,
gap.
just too far away to have that much paint in the air.
Yeah, Fedorov's out of bullets
Now
on
he's
his back.
going to go play a...
Fedorov.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Fedorov trying to get creative on attack. Nothing really Fedorov could do in that situation. What a beautiful job, though, by Rainey Stanzik and Chris Horn. Horn got the drop on Ronnie. Do you guys think Ronnie was a little too dedicated towards that middle? I mean, I don't hate it, but...
I don't hate it either, but
I'd say so.
Be
This
a little
early
bit
in
more
the game.
active, yeah.
I mean, you have to explore.
Yeah, because you know eventually they're going to have to push. And maybe, I'm guessing their count was probably close to being right, but maybe off a little bit. If he was that dedicated for that long in the middle, he must
don't
have
think
thought
there
there was
was
somebody up there.
Ever anybody in the middle for damage.
That's-
I mean, Keith was the closest you're going to get, and he was,
Yeah.
you know, the snake side.
How hard was it for you guys out there this morning as we are looking into the damage pits? How hard was it for you to keep the count? Was it difficult? Did you feel like, on a 1 to 10 as far as difficulty, some fields were way harder than others?
I wouldn't say it was that difficult to keep the count. It was, if anything, it was because people are dying so fast and in bunches. But
Exactly.
you have as long as you have somebody alive on this snake side over here, you can really see dudes walking off the field and kind of put it together. We have a lot of room out here.
So on the breakout right now, looking over the shoulders of San Diego Dynasty as they catch JC off the break, but it looks like Impact's going to get a shot in on Harrison Fry, and they also shoot out Ryan Greenspan too, so great break here for Impact.
Yeah, and they also bounced Archie going into that Aztec.
They bounced Ryan, and his first engagement heads up after the bounce was when he actually was eliminated.
Well, there's a good thing with that, what we think is a gross major. They definitely had enough bodies to pull because they started with 5.
Right.
Battle down the D side. And you can see here's a good example of the angle that D1 is inset, so you cannot control the sideline from D1. You have to get into D2 to engage in that gunfight. Laval repositioning up in the middle. We haven't seen a ton of guys play the middle. Middle's been a bit barren as far as moves are concerned.
Greenspan was trying to get up there.
We did see Jerry Carl from New York Extreme with the best move I've seen out here. Definitely in the running for the $500 with a 3-pack run through from that side when all the attention was towards the D side.
Nice.
But he started snake side, repositioned to the middle, so kind of did his own work as far as making them look that way. But so yeah, just 3 bodies out here for San Diego Dynasty. No one in the snake.
So you can see Marcelo on the screen here. He's looking at just that 50 snake, making sure no one wraps around. And as soon as he gets shot at, he tells Archie. Archie switches and takes it over. You have to have someone looking at that gap at all times. Otherwise, they can easily come to your snake, and that's where they, have payday.
Yeah, so that's the zone that Callie was just talking that Marcelo is just zoned up on here right now.
And
with the 3 bodies over there, you got to keep a gun on that lane.
Well, now,
'cause that's the lane the guy's going to run through.
Yeah, now that Archie switched, Archie was stopping the Dorito side for impact. Now that Archie switched, he keeps checking back that way to make sure they're not flying down there. But I don't think Marcelo's cross gun is going to have nearly the same effect. Yeah, now Archie can pick up the Dorito side again. Ooh, I'm not sure who shot Brandon, but...
Yeah, so Trevor Reeser in a crucial position here for Edmonton Impact. Still down by 1. A lot of time to work with here. Archie's just looking at... This is how Archie plays paintball, man. Always very proactive in his bunker. Not scared to pop the top, so you put pressure on him. Occasionally it costs him, but more often than not, which is why he's a legend. It works out really well for him. But he plays over the top of his bunker probably more than anyone that I know of in the league.
I think Justin Rabikoff giving a run for his money,
J-Rab
but
would, yeah, you're right.
again,
J-Rab would give a run for
another
his money.
super good, talented paintball player.
Well, we're talking about first bout Hall of Famers one day, you know?
Yep.
So Laval is stopping Chris Shear on the Dorito side, but if Chris can apply some pressure, everyone's stuck over here. Okay.
Oh, Nick just
Oop.
found Archie.
Yeah, Laval
Oh, he's
running.
still alive.
And did he stay alive?
Laval's
He
still
did.
alive.
What a great move by Nick Laval.
Archie's asking for a check though on Nick.
Uh-oh.
and
Ooh,
the
minor
flag just went up.
penalty going to be assessed though
On-
on.
Dynasty. They're pulling a Dynasty player.
Okay, so then that penalty is going to be on Archie.
Maybe I didn't see what he did.
I didn't either.
Archie
but-
said something and pointed at Nick.
Maybe he was talking.
Yeah, it just also kind of early to get talking penalties, but
You saw it in our match where Ryan went all the way down the Dorito side and Arturo came all the way down the Snake side. And there's so much going on in the middle there, you can kind of lose each other.
Yeah, we've seen that enough times for it to become a bit of a story here on this layout. Because it's a chaotic layout. There's no big, you don't have a big back center to hide behind. You kind of have to get out of there. It forces offense. D1's inset. So we're seeing a lot of guys risk things because, we really haven't seen too much defense work out. out
at
here.
least in this stage of the layout development, I think you know where people are not more than you know where they are.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's a good
you
point.
kind of eliminate, but not in this spot, so they're going to be in this pocket of bunkers. And then we just got to kind of like figure that out, where exactly they are.
Which of the three options is he
Exactly.
actually at? So tied up here. We got two good games in this set. That's what we thought we were going to get with these high-powered teams playing each other here. And both teams going right into the snake.
Damage double back center, the first one I've seen in this event.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't
Double
seen
back
that at
center.
all. That's the very first time we've seen that.
They also went to the Snake corner.
So it's going to be Brian Smith, and I think that's Mishka in there.
Uh,
Or no,
I would
probably
say
Chad Boucher.
Chad.
Yeah, Chad Boucher. So Chad Boucher versus
Mishka.
Brian Smith.
Mishka's in the tower looking Dorito way.
Body coming off early, though, for Houston Heat. It's Konstantin Fedorov.
No one's watching the gap for... No one's looking over Brian right now. Brian is the only one pointing his gun this way. That's the other thing about the snake bunkers are also inset from that 50. So you can wrap around the 50 and you can be on the snake wire and not see the player where Chad is.
Yeah, and typically in this situation, somebody will come around and they'll trade. But I had Brian up here, coach of AC Diesel, and he was talking about how that he's like, yeah, they trade until they don't. And then we started seeing it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Where maybe about half the time, maybe 40% of the time, it wouldn't be a trade. One guy would get the other guy and stay alive.
Yeah.
Both these guys for sure know that there's, someone on the other side of the bunker, and they're really just waiting for their team to go up one body. Because even if, say, it's a 5-on-4 and you trade out and you take that down to a 4-on-3, yes, you're still only up one body, but the amount of paint that you can put in the air is greater.
We're watching some. This is what Sunday Paintball is going to look like here on this field. Tied 1-1, 6:14 left to go. Very, very close match here, both in how these points are going and what we're seeing right now. I mean, we're only in point number 3. Ooh, big dig.
Big Phil. He got shot on the Phil.
Yeah, he's going to take this as soon as he can.
But yeah, it's
Well-
creeping around, maybe trying to hit a barrel.
Brian Smith might take it now that they have that body advantage. Chad's looking for it.
Yeah, he's looking for a barrel. He wants to see the tip of a
Okay,
barrel. And they're just going to trade out. That kind of had to happen at that point. But it puts Heat at a deficit, though. This is now a 4-on-2 situation in favor of Tampa Bay. So somebody on somebody at Houston Heat needs to step up and win a gunfight here. Yeah, not the best positions in a 2-on-4 for Houston
No,
Heat.
definitely not.
Yeah,
I don't. Damage is playing like they don't know it's a 2-on-4.
I heard Lackey call Weasel 3, which is their
Okay.
kill for, or their call for kill 3, so at least he knows.
They're just trying to find the bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're being very careful about it.
Mishka found Jason.
Yeah, so Jason goes up to try to get an angle, but
Oh,
here
I
comes
don't know
a
about this.
real big bite. Chad Bouger all the way
Wow.
through. And did Chad just shoot Mishka on the dead sprint?
I
and
think
he
he
did.
did.
Wow. Chad Bouger with 2 confirmed kills on a close to a dead sprint running up the D side, laces up Mishka, and then shoots Tyler Crossfield with a free kill. Beautiful job by Chad Bouzier.
Wow.
Chad's one of those guys that's so nasty at that change of pace.
Yeah.
Mouse does the exact same thing, where he's just chilling in the corner, chilling, and then just takes a massive bite when everyone's kind of like probing and trying to figure it out and talk. And he'll just put the gas on, and that change of pace is so hard to combat.
And his gas pedal is pretty fierce because his burst speed. Some guys have good top speed. They just need to get going, and then other guys have good burst speed. And Chad Bouzier still has got a very, very quick burst speed top level in the pits right now with damage. Let's listen in real quick.
You just walk off. Help Jake get loaded up.
So jumping back into this tie ball game right now, it's an Impact and Dynasty. Dynasty losing Archie off the break, and they're going to be losing Blake too. So, man, Impact's off the break shots are looking pretty good, man. They looked good in the first one against New York Extreme. That was Extreme's big problem, was they could not get 5 bodies out alive.
Couldn't tell if Impact ran and shot to the snake corner, but if you run and shoot out here, you can put a lot of paint towards the middle and potentially catch. There's another body for Dynasty.
Yeah, 2 on 5
Yeah.
with 2 bodies in real good position. Yeah, I mean, this point's very much going Impact's way. Dynasty probably going to concede here, as it's just Danny Schonauer left alive. And that is going to do it for this one. 2-1 will be the score. Yeah, out of all the teams I've watched so far this morning, as far as off-the-break shot potency is concerned, Impact is either at the top of the list or right up there.
Gotcha.
Because the first, we've only seen 3 points now. They've been shooting Dynasty on the break. They've lost a couple for themselves, but that's this layout. And then against New York Extreme, one of the big keys to their victory was they just adapted to the field quicker, and Extreme was constantly, they shot CJ Cantor either off the break or out of his bunker within the first 10 seconds, like I think it was 3 or 4 times in a row. So much that I had Rich Tuffer up here, and he was like, dumped his headset and was like yelling down, "Sit, CJ, sit, stop."
CJ.
But sometimes it happens, right? Where they've got your number as you're running to your spot.
Yeah, and I overheard them talking and walking the field too, and I know that Rich puts CJ in a spot that is going to be more difficult because he relies on him to be that guy. And being in a position where, it's easier to get shot, it can be tough.
Tampa Bay damage up by 1 right now. Not a lot of time left here, as this one has been a very closely contested battle. 4:20 to go. Both teams with a body. Chad George and Keith Brown, 2 legendary Snake players. Keith Brown looking inside and ripping a lane that way. Chad's just posted up waiting to get run down.
I think Keith maybe shot Moorhead out of that first Dorito.
It looked like he got shot heads up.
Okay.
That's kind of weird just because there's nobody that could have shot him heads up.
Ryan, you played that spot. How good are the shots inside from that 50 Snake?
They're pretty solid, but it's one of those bunkers that everyone's looking for somebody to be there. And then when they are, you get spotted fairly quick, so they immediately kind of go away from you. I haven't seen too many people like slip in there totally unseen, but the shots are there.
Well,
it's just that people are so high alert and so cautious of it.
And right now, Keith's playing inside, knowing that Rainey is just shooting the outside edge of him and has his back. If he does come for the trade, Chad does go for the trade, Rainey's there. So, and now Keith is completely locking off the Dorito side, looking at that can on the Dorito side. He can't really fill out of that bunker with Keith looking right at him.
Yeah, it's getting down to it too. 3:09 now. And it's 5 on 4, and everyone's really locked in this tactical chess match right now. So this is going to be a relatively low-scoring game.
They got Fedorov in the back center. Don't know if that was the plan.
So Chad runs through, shoots
Whoa.
Keith. Does he stay alive? Referee going to give him a check. Here comes the counterattack from Tampa Bay. No, Chad walking off, no penalty assessed. Tampa Bay, though, with a body still up in that spot and a 1-player advantage. So up a body, up a point. Looking good for damage here. Try to take down Houston Heat.
It looks like Jacob just caught one.
Ooh, tough death for Jacob Edwards out of that can. That can is kind of slowly becoming the bunker of death. Keep seeing guys in situations like this die out of that spot.
I think Rodarte shot him wrapping the Snake 1.
He did.
Callie, did you play that can?
I did.
Yeah, talk to me about that can.
It gets pretty tight. You know how you're asking what is the 50 shoot on the inside, well, if you're not tight in that can right away on the break, you're definitely getting shot in the back pretty fast. It's not a spot that I want to stay in long. I want to get out to the Doritos and get down the field or release up the center. Guys are definitely getting shot going there on the break, too. It's one of those spots where you can normally run and shoot, but it's a little bit wider than normal, so you keep seeing guys checking their packs on their way in, asking if they've been hit, you know, and there's definitely a lot of paint that can come through there.
Yeah, we saw Ryan Greenspan in the other match get bounced, and then Jacob got bounced and I think died also there in this match. And that last point there, Jacob lined up heads down in a three-point stance to get there.
Well, and that was the spot CJ was playing for New York Extreme.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. It's becoming a little bit of the bunker of death. Whether you're getting shot going to it or getting shot out of it, it's a tough position to play.
Fedorov's trying to win this point. He's probing, looking for somebody to take off the field to open this up so they can tie this game.
Yeah, they're getting down to it here. Just a minute and 6 seconds left to go. Fedorov, their right-hand side of your screen.
Yeah, and I mean, Ronnie and Dart being crossed up in these back bunkers when you're down by 1 and a minute left is just not going to do it for you.
Here comes
the launch.
Here comes Fedorov. Fedorov launches, and does he get his kill? He does. Sacrifices his body. Oh, and as that happens, a body coming off for damage from that D side.
Yeah.
So here comes Houston Heat on the attack.
Rodarte just looked at the clock. He knows the situation here. There goes Ronnie.
Yeah, Ronnie Dizon launches past the 50-yard line as Rainey Stanzik trying to get creative to stop the bleeding here. And Dizon hits the afterburners to hit that buzzer and tie things up with 33 seconds left. So decent chance we're going to see an overtime point here.
That's the crafty veteran in Fedorov. You know, I mentioned him starting in the back center. Well, you have a lot of options from there. So I guess he was just reading and waiting to see where he could go find a seam and open that game up for them. I'm not sure if he shot the Dorito first before bunkering the 50, but either way, that's a great move.
Yeah, that was the difference maker right there. In the pits right now with Heat. Let's listen in real quick.
Anyone who's playing a Dorito? At the front of the Dorito one. Right now. Okay. Just give us a break. I know. Give us a break. Yep.
Let's see what kind of adjustments Dynasty makes since they've been losing a lot of bodies on the break.
5 guns up.
Yeah, everyone running and gunning out to their spots for Dynasty. It does cost them the body on the D side. They keep 4 alive, and do they shoot anybody? Still way more time left in this one. 9:30 still to go, and it's a 5-on-4 situation in favor of Impact. JC hits the deck. He's going to crawl up to that 50-yard line here in the Snake. He's got help as Zach Akamek is into Snake 2 or Snake 1.
Shoots Greenspan on the Dorito side.
Massive kill. Greenspan was way up there too.
5-on-3. Impact is not wide on the Dorito side, but they own the whole Dorito side right now. Harrison's stopping any movement over there from the Aztec.
Ooh, it's trying to get through that lane. I don't think he did. Good zone control here for Impact. The line getting whittled down from Dynasty. Impact moving up with Brandon Cornell on the D side, and that's going to force a concession from Kevin Brettauer, coach of San Diego Dynasty. As JC was hunting on Dynasty's side of the field here in that V. Solid one, and Impact's looking pretty good. But, you know, again, both Impact and Dynasty were not playing on Sunday at the last event. So both these teams hungry for a solid performance. Now, Dynasty has been, you know, they've won over half the tournaments in the past 4 years.
We don't have to hear you talk about it.
I have to.
Nobody wants to know.
It just is what it is. But it's been a while since Impact won one, you know?
Yeah.
Not too long.
Yeah.
But
20 seconds.
I think we were talking about this. I think the level of competition across the league has gone up a lot.
Absolutely.
So, you know, there's not really any easy brackets anymore. Especially with a blind layout, you know, you can catch teams
but that's what's
on their heels.
For sure, but that's what's crazy about Dynasty's dominance the past 4 years. The league keeps getting deeper and they keep winning tournaments. No, but right now, the Legion, Red Legion, they're the #1 team in paintball right now. So on the breakout right now, Houston Heat with just 20. I think we're gonna see overtime point. 5-on-5 break, 4-on-5 break in favor of Damage, but just 15 seconds left. Yeah, this is gonna go to OT.
Let's see if Tyler can make use of this extra life he had. Oh, okay. He's still alive.
Tyler's trying to make it happen. Only problem is that was a beautiful move, but the problem is there's only 3 seconds left.
Yeah.
So it looked pretty, but did not end up counting in the end.
Yep.
So it will go to overtime. We'll throw 5 minutes on the clock. Locked at 2 between Houston Heat, Tampa Bay. That was a pretty nasty move from Tyler, though.
Yeah. You can pretty much bet that he's going to be flying through the air, Superman style, trying to bunker somebody if they need a quick point.
Back in with Houston Heat. Let's see what sort of conversation they're going to have here as we head into OT.
Down on you when you make this thing. Okay. Hear me out? Just let me know you hear me. When you go from the corner to the snake, be aware of the bottom. Hey, can somebody crew Kai up? Side shooting over. So just be aware. I'm going corner. No, you're going short. Okay. Yeah. You're going short. But I'm just saying, when you make it out, be aware of this move up. This is where they're looking to catch us. They're looking to catch us right here. Oh. Out. You're down. Yeah.
Win this shit, Ty. Come on, baby. Come on, Ty.
No, I go all the way and full shot because I was looking for back of the two, but I'm breaking paint.
You and me.
Play above it. Play through it. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's get it.
You need to be here.
No, I think I need to go because he trapped it.
Hey, team ball's gonna win this. Team ball, boys. Get the bat tight, Tyler.
Hey, same side, no point, right?
Yeah, same side. Keep the bat tight. Do you guys need anything?
Hey, but you guys gotta lock in mentally, right? Mentally.
Play the situation, man. 5 minutes, plenty of time. Let's go.
First.
10 seconds.
Tense moments for San Diego Dynasty. Houston Heat looks very focused, about to head into overtime. Dynasty down by 2, but still 8:42 to work with. The way things points are going. Oh, and they immediately shoot a body on the break here. So Dynasty going to be 5 on 4. Two bodies. Oh, they shoot the D side as well.
Archie's going to keep going. Exactly.
So Archie eats up Urena, his former teammate. And he's going to blast.
Yeah, it just sucks. You know you got to fill out of that little tiny back center.
Man, they're playing this one like they need a 20-second point.
Yeah. Well, that's easily what can happen. Archie was on his feet the whole way out here, putting paint right back at the one guy that's really stopping this gap here. And if you're on your feet and on your gun, you have a moving bunker. You know, you're just going the whole way. And
Yeah, you got to use your gun as a bunker sometimes, right?
yep, I like to do that.
Yeah, you do. But you're still quick.
I try.
You've been doing this for a long time, but
Yeah.
still got the wheels.
Sometimes they let me run places. Sometimes they don't.
I mean, I still remember 16-year-old Callie Rudolph when we took second at Cup that year.
Oh, yeah.
And then you kind of look the same, except you have more gray hair now.
Yes,
But you
yeah.
still all have all your hair.
Just a little gray.
Lucky guy.
Mohawk's still there.
Bohawk still kicking it.
So yeah, beautifully executed off the break shots from Dynasty really opened the door for Archie Montemayor, as you were saying. I mean, he didn't really take a knee until he was running down the 50 brick, and then executed perfectly. He might have got all 3 of those last kills too. Timeout being called before we head into overtime.
And I like the pace that Archie had there too. 'Cause obviously, he came out here, connected with the shot, so he was able to keep going, turn the corner, and continue running and shooting. But he knew he had 2 kills in front of him, and if there's going to be another guy, because he killed the 2 back guys, if there was going to be another guy, he was going to be in that center snake structure. So he just came straight through. Sure enough, there is a guy there too. And
Yeah.
it's kind of one of those things like just do so much damage that they can't recover from it, whether you live or die.
Yeah, and we were joking. Well, I said it, but I was kind of joking. They're playing this like they need a 20-second point. It's more of take what's given to you, right? Don't give the other team an opportunity. Because if Archie went into Snake 1 and just hid, well, maybe something happens. Maybe they lose a body, someone steps up, win a gunfight. But if that opportunity's there and he just read it perfectly, to just shut the door immediately. Get that second point, pull within 1, and still leave yourselves a lot of time to work with, just in case something bad happens. So now into overtime, 5 minutes on the clock. If we can't get a winner in 5 minutes,
Rainey had to go back and re-tag.
we'll go to 1-on-1s.
5 on 5.
Oh, Rainey had to tag up?
Yeah, he left to come to this Temple Snakeway, had to turn around, go back and re-tag. So this is kind of a busted play. Let's see if they can pull it back. So he does make it to his spot now.
Chad Boucher, Keith Brown.
You can hear how quiet it gets after the first couple seconds. Trying to assess, figure out where everybody is.
Keith Brown looking inside. 5-on-5 break, so who knows? Maybe we'll see 1-on-1s. 5-on-5 break. in an overtime point. Could see a long one here. Probably not, though. Not the way this field's been playing.
Keep shooting a bounce shot off of Mishka's bunker into
the corner.
Fedorov.
Yeah.
And he's getting checked harder for it right now.
I thought that earlier.
Ooh.
Oh, yep.
Maybe he
it
connected
did
with
hit him.
that.
Yep. Well, that's not.
Keith knows. He
Yeah.
immediately saw the flag goes up, calling Weasel 2 that they're they've killed 2
Yeah, that's a
players there.
tough break for Houston Heat and Konstantin Fedorov here, drawing a penalty in overtime. May cost him this game, as it's 5-on-3, and there's no one on that D side for Houston Heat. Monville's going to move up.
And this is pretty dynamic because he obviously wants to come and push and try to make a play. But as soon as Keith knows that he has a guy that he can trade out with and he's already done so much damage, he's just going to take another guy off the field.
I bet you he hops over and ends up.
Especially with Damage's full back line still alive.
Oh, yeah, that's the move.
They just
for
have
sure.
to identify that, there's a guy right there and then Keith gets 3 guys.
And you can see he's thinking about it.
You can hear Damage calling players by name. Tyler's in Snake 2.
Well, know thy enemy, right?
That's.
I'd definitely like to know it's Tyler if somebody's in
yes,
Snake 2.
yeah, that's the high-level communication that everybody wants.
So Houston Heat backs to the wall. Here comes the move by Keith Brown. He's going to trade out with Chad Boucher. That's perfect. That's what we needed. Now it's a 4-on-2.
And
Oh,
Montville does.
yeah, and they get a shot in on Monville. So unless Tyler Harmon can summon some low body miracle right now, it's going to be Tampa Bay going undefeated, and Houston Heat will go 1-1.
He just got shot in the head, but it bounced.
Yeah, might have got bounced on his forearm right there. Oh, third one counted.
Yep.
So slightly anticlimactic because of the penalty. So Damage was on a big advantage, high body situation, 5-on-3 for pretty much the entire overtime point. They did not squander that advantage, and obviously would like the move. That was the correct move from Keith Brown to take it into that 2-on-4.
That was a good shot Keith was using, too.
Yeah, that bounce shot off that Dorito side can.
Yeah. Thinking outside the box, trying to find bounce shots on a blind layout.
So Damage going undefeated and winning some tough ones. They had a hard-fought battle with the ML Kings, so they had to learn a lot in that one, and now this one goes to overtime. So they're sitting 2-0, but I think with just a +2.
Yeah,
I think the last one was a 1 or a 2 point game. It was definitely for sure either a 1 or a 2 point game.
I think that was a big momentum boost for Damage because, they were down 1-0, and we were talking about Ronnie and them crossing it up and just kind of burning a lot of time, and they came back and won that point and just kept the foot down.
In the pits right now with the triumphant Damage. Still a decent amount of time to go in this other match, though, here in the split deck.
Yeah, Rainey's talking about how he had to tag back up.
So, yeah, still 8:14 to go in this one. Oh, body coming off early right now for Edmonton Impact. Trevor Reeser taking the walk. 5-on-4 in favor of Dynasty. They need it. Still down by 1. As they get a body into this crucial 50-yard line spot in the Snake.
Oh, here's the kill here. He missed his shot.
Oh,
No, he did get it.
got him. Yep.
Yeah, Laval coming off.
That's
So
just tough timing because Laval was sitting on that edge the entire time. The one time he decided to come off it and move is when Harrison actually came out, and now Harrison just gets 2 free kills easily.
Yeah, so just 2 bodies on the field right now for Impact. Harrison Fry onto their side. He's going to get some help as
Just one body
Danny
left.
Schoenauer right behind him, but here comes Chris Shear pushing up. On the D side to finish things off, is Dynasty going to be tying it up? 2 nice points in a row for San Diego Dynasty. They've also started to find their mojo with the off-the-break shots.
And also stopped dying on the break.
It's kind of a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So we'll have 2 minutes in between points. A little more time to pick your guys' brain. So how's everyone feeling? Again, obviously you guys had a rough one. We're doing all of our shows, do a lot of shows on Go Sports, and everyone's kind of talking about the line you guys had for 2024 and how we're expecting big things out of Infamous this year. First event, not bad, but then kind of a disaster at the second event. But you guys looked pretty good this morning. Obviously, you dropped a Dynasty, but that was a really close match. How is the vibe on the squad right now?
I think the vibe's great. We know that we dropped the ball very bad in Texas, and we kind of went into last weekend practicing just like, let's reset, wipe the slate clean. we have a blind layout. Let's just go play paintball and work on connecting as a team. And everybody knows what's at stake, right? We don't have to reiterate that. But we cannot have a showing like we did last event ever again. You know, that's our standard. You know, we don't ever want to be down at the bottom, let alone last.
1 minute.
And we had a tough practice heading into this. We played Russians, and you know, we went toe to toe with them all weekend long, and they won the event. And we were playing the same layout. It's just resetting our mindset, I guess, of how we were playing the field. I don't know, Ryan, do you have anything?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. We all, in that practice, we all try to play different spots because that's as close to a blind layout as we can get it as an individual player if we're playing spots we didn't play in the previous tournament.
That's smart.
But I also think that kind of showed us maybe we were playing people out of position a little bit, or maybe it's just the mentality of, you know, we don't care about this layout. We only care about teamwork. But teamwork usually produces good results.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and to go back, like, when we went 0-4, we literally we readjusted everything, looked at everything, what caused it, what didn't cause it, like we took a step back and looked at everything we could.
Yeah, you guys just have so much firepower on Infamous right now, so we're still expecting big things out of you guys. But it's really difficult out here. Jumping into this next one as body coming off for Dynasty on the D side's Chris Shear, as making moves up in the middle with Greenspan. Dynasty also gets Archimana into Snake 1, and then here comes Impact, though. Impact, dropping Dalton out of that can.
Archie dies out of the Snake.
It was Matt Grillo that picked him up.
He did get bounced on the break, too, so that would have been 2 bodies down on the break.
4-on-3 situation here in favor of Impact. Oh, here comes Danny. Danny's going to go through. He's going to get him clean. Does he get 2 off of it?
He definitely got shot in his pack. Yeah.
Okay.
2 bodies, though, so he shoots both Urena and Zupa as Greenspan dies. So now it's a 1-on-2
Marcelo
situation.
shot the floater. Look for a penalty.
Yep, penalty.
Poor flag throw there, but there's the penalty flags.
Marcelo doesn't really get a lot of penalties.
It was one of those at the very top of his lower. Those are tough to feel, especially when you're under duress. You know, last guy alive.
Yeah, so back and forth game here. Edmonton Impact up 2-1 or 3-1 at one point. Dynasty comes back, and now Impact steps up again.
Still lots of time left, too.
Yeah, but look for Dynasty start down a body. I don't know if they had anybody to pull on that penalty.
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to review it right now.
Yeah, so back in the pits with Impact, following Matt Drula in. Yeah, this game is is definitely as advertised for Dynasty and Impact. Again, both those teams missing Sunday. It had been years for Dynasty and I think 14 years for Impact. All streaks do come to an end.
Yeah, what do you think? Because there was a bunch of, like, Impact didn't make it, Dynasty didn't make it, we didn't make it.
Hurricanes
Didn't make it. So was it the layout?
Aftermath too, because so 3 of the top 4 teams from the first event did not make it to Sunday. And then also guys that, you know, like Infamous this year, I'm not just saying that because I like you guys and you're here on air. I've said this to, you know, in regards to cameras on or off. You guys have a high-powered team right now. And I think you guys are going to do really well. I think it was one of those things, but it was, like, for you guys, you didn't have, if I'm remembering correctly, there was obviously lots of different errors, but the biggest thing to me was you did not have much of a snake presence. You know, your snake got shut down quite a bit, way more often than your opponents. And that kind of ended up costing you guys because it didn't really matter who was going in there. No one was getting it done. You know, and if you don't have a snake presence on a snake that runs the entire length of the field, well, you're probably going to struggle.
We also didn't have Jonah that event. He was injured last point of the last practice. So that, you know, took away one of those options. But I don't look at it as a lot of these top teams didn't make it. I look at it as a lot of the teams that typically play a controlled style didn't make it. Because look at the Russians. They are running everywhere. Yeah. No matter how many times they got shot, Krill is going to stand over top of every bunker.
But you have to adjust, right?
Correct.
And most of the best teams to continue to do well and succeed, regardless of, you can't just have your style like, that's it. Oh, it's
right.
We have to play fast.
And I think that was a fault we had, was we didn't adjust. We were like, well, just play tighter, you know, play more controlled.
Yeah.
And I don't think that field was designed like that.
Yeah, so, but it was just, but also I think, again, it speaks to the parity and how good all the teams are getting. I mean, you had just interesting situations, too. I mean, Blast Camp, I think it was Blast Camp, I had to check my notes real quick, but, yeah, Blast Camp went 0-2 on day 1, -5, and still made it.
Wow.
Yeah, they ended up 2-2 with a +3, because they had to beat Uprising and Aftermath, and then they shut Aftermath out and put up, it was a 5-0 win. and that punched their ticket on for them to make their first Sunday ever. And they're the rookie pro team.
Yeah.
You know, took second place at every single semi-pro event in 2023. So it's just.
Do you think doing a draw that would be like a snake draw would be better than just picking at random?
You mean so we don't have the tiers and then you pick them out at random from the tiers? You would actually do it based on, like, it snake it out for just straight overall rankings? I don't know. The way I look at the draw, it's like I talked to Alex Martinez, the owner of X Factor. He's like, I don't care if we have a hard bracket. I like it if we have a hard bracket sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's like how we
Easy to
figure
say for
out
Alex.
how we figure out yeah, right. But how we figure out who plays who.
Yeah.
You still got to beat everyone eventually anyway.
It's true.
So Dynasty did start with 4 because of that minor penalty, but they quickly evened it back up.
Wow. Evolves pressing the middle.
Harrison Fry and the snake.
Looking for Harrison, yeah.
Bad death to Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison getting taken out of there and not bringing a body with him.
Archie quickly on his feet in the snake. He's about to come to the 50 here.
Archie getting pinched out of there. That crossfield shot. Marcelo Margot made it out wide, but, man, Impact in pretty solid control. They do lose the ball, though. Brandon Cornell pushing up on the D side, gets to the inside wedge.
3-on-2.
Yeah, now there goes. They go past each other, actually, on the attacks. The Greenspan attacked as Brandon attacked, but able to get that shot in on him. And then great job by JC and Zach over here on the snake side. So Impact pushing this lead out to 2 again.
Marcelo's frustrated coming off the field saying, stay alive.
Yeah, they're losing too many bodies.
Well, especially when you start with 4 and you bring it back to even it up. You can't die. It's silly after that.
Well, an uncharacteristic, it's, you know, they bring it back, and then an uncharacteristic penalty on Marcelo costs them, you know, so now they're at a deficit immediately, 20% of their firepower off the field. And then Harrison gets shot with not bringing anybody out, and then they lose Archie. And after that, you know, it's a 2-on-5. So
it was kind of
no, they shot Laval.
Yeah,
and they got another kill as well too. So
it was interesting that Harrison went to the 50 and looked inside instead of playing the wire like he had been doing every other point. Not sure why he did that.
He's trying to change it up, Callie. You know, it's different looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the pits. Let's listen in real quick here. Dynasty.
Lots of time. 5:30. I like that. Down
Yosh
by
not
2.
playing, huh?
5:30. Get a kill off the
I don't know
break.
if Yosh is hurt. He's not even suited up.
Where was the kill from?
Injured his knee.
It was their secondary
did he?
Dorito guy. Okay. The Utah.
I believe he said it was a meniscus, and he has a few more weeks before he really wants to try to get back out there.
30 seconds.
You never want to see a competitor not be able to play, but if you're going to have a guy that can't be on the field, that's a great mind to have in the pits, for
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
For sure.
Definitely.
So back at full strength, San Diego Dynasty. 5 bodies out there. Archie going out. Looks like they're going to give Danny a spin with Marcelo, Blake, and Ryan Greenspan. Looks like Zupa will be coming snake side here for Impact.
Blake will go to that tower.
And Dalton getting a spin going D side. And it looks like Urena actually going to be the first to go. Body coming off early. It's, oh man, Archie got to tighten it up a little bit, man. It's a couple early deaths for Archie.
2 bodies die off the break.
Well, see if Danny can be a hero here, because it's looking really good for Impact.
Nope. They lose another body on the Dorito corner. That's Ryan. Mikey shot cross. Now he's going back for the trade with the snake.
Yeah, Mikey's going to come through as soon as he can, as soon as he knows there's a guy right there.
Well, Danny just switched.
Yeah.
And they traded out.
Just Marcelo alive.
Yeah, that's... I mean, Marcelo's just got to try to stay alive for as long as possible here, because it does look like Impact should easily be able to. Now, Marcelo has pulled off a lot of low-body craziness over the years. It's not over yet, but... And the Dynasty got to start concerning themselves about spread, too. Because if they want to score 3 points in 4.5 minutes, they're going to have to start running into guns. And sometimes that ends up being a big loss on paper. They won their first game by 2 against you guys.
Oh, he caught
Gets
him.
a guy.
He had no idea he was there. So is it 2-on-1 now? Or
It
1-on-1?
might be a one-on-one.
I think it's a 1-on-1.
He just shot him. Oh, my goodness. Oh, they traded.
Did they trade?
Wow.
Wow. Marcelo brought that to a no point. Marcelo begging for a penalty from the ref.
I don't think it was a penalty. I think he just squeezed one off and got shot at the same time. But what a move by Marcelo to just keep pushing forward.
Yeah, I mean, it keeps it close enough.
Yeah.
Because that's one Impact's going to want back, right? You know,
Definitely.
you only have one body left alive. I mean, yeah, it's Marcelo Margot. Past couple years, that dude's put a lot of hardware MVPs on his trophy, a lot of golden barrels, brought to you by Carbon Paintball. So that does help out Dynasty's cause, because if they lose it this way, it's not going to end up 5-3 most likely, but they'll go 1-1 with an even point spread. Let's listen in real quick.
1 minute. Hey, guys, chill out 1 minute. Let's go. 1 minute.
Hey, same size, 1 minute. Focus on you. Kev, what am I doing?
1 minute.
On.
Stranger shot from the Delta. Last point.
So yeah, it's Chris Shear and the rest of the guys from Dynasty coming out. So it's going to be Harrison Fry, Snake, Chris Shear. Is always their presence on the D side. Ryan Greenspan will be over there with them, and then Marcelo and Danny somewhere in the middle.
No
pushing.
Arturo here, or no Archie.
Yeah, so I mean, technically Dynasty's still in this. They got some time. They've had some amazing comebacks over the years. I mean, Impact has looked like they know this field pretty well. It's going to come down to these break shots, though. If Dynasty can have a couple points in a row where they shoot a couple bodies on the break, speed these points up, still in this match.
Looks like Impact's going to go to the corner again over here. Nope.
They go to the corner on the D side. And so on the breakout right now, definitely spreading out things a little bit here. Dynasty goes right back in there with Harrison Fry and Ryan Greenspan with 4 minutes to go. 5-on-5 break.
Brandon frustrated. Thinks he just caught one. Going to ask for a check, though.
Looks like he's
He
still
almost
good.
walked out.
Brandon Cornell still alive in D1. For a second, he was about to walk out there, Ryan, for sure. But yeah, so slightly better field position here for Dynasty with the body with Harrison Fry here on your screen.
And this is what I like to see from Harrison. The guy has great technical gun skills. He just likes to look inside a lot. But he's bullying people around in there right now.
Yeah, body coming off right now for Edmonton Impact. So 5-on-4 situation, favor of Dynasty. Ooh, did they get a shot in on Brandon? Is Brandon gliding into D3? No, it looks like Brandon is clean. He's going to get a little help. Impact into D1. Yeah, so still 4-on-5, now down to 3 minutes. Danny and Snake 2, Marcelo, a turret in that back corner. He's going to go and dip into Snake 1.
Marcelo's coming in behind looking for any loader sticking out. He might help Harrison get to their side or wrap around on Justin Cornell over here.
And here comes a move across from Harrison. Did he make it through the gap? I don't think so.
He does not get Justin either.
Yeah, so JC was posted up on that gap, waiting for Harrison to make the move, and he stitched him up when he went across, and now it's 4-on-4.
That's one of those, if you make that move, whether you knew the guy was there or not, you have to connect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have to take that guy with you, whatever it takes.
Yeah, so it's going to slow things down a little bit more now that the count's evened up, and Impact doesn't need to go anywhere. I mean, now that they have Brandon in a really good spot, and, well, actually 2 bodies on that D side. They have D2 and D3.
Marcelo retreats. He's trying to put it together.
Dynasty's going to have to commit at some point in the next
Get
minute,
shot?
because
Got
they need 2 to tie.
Oh, he died.
Oh, wow, maybe bounce shot?
No, I think the Dorito 2 shot him. Chris shot him standing tall from the Dorito 2 into the 50. I got shot exactly the same way, so I know it's there.
So now Danny passed the 50-yard line with that death of Justin Cornell. Marcelo following him up. It's exactly what Dynasty needed to happen. Still got to deal with Zach Yakimek, though. And then,
Being in this corner is a pretty good spot for defense.
Brandon getting shot. So I think it's just,
Trevor.
yeah, Dalton. Here comes Dalton. Dalton's going to go through and
Trevor launches.
did he trade
Or
out?
Dalton.
arguing about
Greenspan's
something.
still alive. Oh, it's a one-on-one.
Wow, good move.
Wow, comes all the way down to a one-on-one. Just a minute and 7 seconds left to go. So it's going to be Zach and Ryan Greenspan. And it looks like Ryan Greenspan's going to get the drop in on Zach. And he's going to hit that buzzer with 58 seconds left to go. Wow. So we got ourselves a game. Greenspan begging for maybe a penalty. Not sure. Greenspan not happy with something. Yeah, so Dynasty able to thread up the field. It got scary for a little bit. I couldn't see if that was Dalton or not, but somebody in Impact almost blew up in that D side. But
I think it was Trevor Reeser.
Trevor Reeser, yeah, man. Well, so Trevor trying to make some offense happen in that chaotic moment, but traded out with Chris. Back in the pits with Dynasty. Let's see what they're going to do here with just about 50 seconds left. Looks like Archie's going to be back up.
Y'all ready? Gary? Get it on the clock. Fucking clean that out if they're in there too. Okay? You understand? Use your brain, but we need to do it. You need to fucking.
I love
clean
SK.
it out. He's gonna be in Seattle.
SK's just trying to add a few more wrinkles into Harrison's brain.
Are you good, Marcel, or no? No. Blake, Max, or Dorito?
Where do you need not good.
Paint?
So no Marcelo.
Yeah, Marcelo looked a little sluggish there. I mean,
He's still dealing with that knee injury a little bit too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much it's affecting him, but
Hey, send out our other guys real quick. Start walking out because they're gonna know. It'll bait them. Yeah. It'll bait them. Send 5 guys out right now.
That's
Go.
hilarious.
Go now. Go. Run. Run to the box. Run to the box.
oh, they're going to
Hold
call
on,
timeout.
Alex. Hold on,
Yeah.
Alex. Run to the box. Run to the box. Run to the box. Sprint. Hey,
is awesome.
if we get lined up, go. If we get lined up, go.
20 seconds.
and right there, Ryan's just trying to get them to do this exactly. You know,
Yep.
jog out there, stand in the sun, let your paintballs warm up a little bit. Less time in the pits to discuss what's going on.
Crafty veteran
Yes.
Ryan Greenspan with
Yes.
a little bit of sabotage out there.
So now Impact's going to be standing there for another minute, thinking about what they're going to do, getting hot.
Yeah, and it is getting hot out there. So, I mean, even if people might think, oh, 1 minute.
It goes by fast.
Well, it's
It
not
goes
just
by, but it's could have baked the paintballs just a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, as I say, it's not just you know, a condition thing for the guys. Like, these paintballs are very sensitive to heat. You see in the pits, you guys are putting paintballs in coolers, kind of chill them down a little bit. The colder they are, the more brittle they are.
And this timeout might also get you Marcelo back on the field.
Right.
30 seconds.
So all that fresh, cold loader paint that's sitting in Impact's loaders are just getting, you know, another minute of
Yep, Marcelo's
90-degree
back out there.
temperature.
And that could be the difference. Maybe you get a bounce instead of a break.
So they said Archie to the corner, and they said Harrison to the snake and clear it out,
And to use the brain.
and to use his brain.
10 seconds.
All right, here we go. Game on the line. Here, first day of prelims. Can Dynasty summon the spirit again, tie things up with Impact, or will Impact go undefeated? About to find out. So they're going to send Harrison and the snake off the break. And most important, with just this 53 seconds left to go, is who gets shot off the break. It's going to be Dalton Vanderbilt. So Dalton taking the walk early. 5-on-4 situation. Another body coming off, I think, too, is, yeah, it looks like Urena going to be getting shot. So now it's a 3-on-5. This is a big opportunity for Dynasty. They have 40 seconds to put it together.
Dorito 2 should shoot Harrison here. Yeah, he shoots Harrison, but Harrison still gets a guy. Okay, so
2-on-4.
if Derulo...
No, 2-on-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Archie just got shot as well too. So 23 seconds left. See if
Jeff
they,
Derulo.
so they did get Marcelo back.
Yep.
Oh, and they get it done. So it's Chris Shear who stepped up. I think he was able to maybe push him into Marcelo's gun or get the shot himself. But I mean, they don't even have to run it in. So Chris Shear's going to walk it in. So we're going to see an overtime point here.
And Marcelo's definitely got a little bit of a limp to him.
Wow, this has been a great game because Impact went up 2-1 in the beginning. Dynasty came back, tied it, and then Impact goes back up another 2, and then Dynasty rears back up again to tie it up at 5-5 heading into overtime. This is exactly what we wanted out of this set. You guys picked a good one.
It's a great one. We also play.
I was going to
back
say it's
tomorrow.
your division, so.
Yeah, we have to watch these guys. as
These
close
are the
as we
best
can.
seats in the house.
Definitely the best seats.
Well, sometimes guys don't want to come up. They're like, oh, I got to watch this game. I'm like, where? Okay, so you want to go sit in the stands, bake in the sun, and then maybe get locked in some conversation and not watch every single point and every single move? Up here, you're forced to break everything down.
It's true.
Just no penalties on the box. Near side. Take your goggle on.
Dynasty's putting guys on the box right now. You can't see it on camera, but they do have guys on the box. I don't know if they're trying to
Everyone just hide, right?
Trick them again?
play the last like.
I think they're trying to get a
seconds.
free timeout because, you know, Frage's coming out here. We haven't seen a lot of him yet. But this basically means, you'll play a few second point, and then you can get your overtime line out and get ready, free timeout, especially because Dynasty just used their timeout.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the pits now with Impact.
What about going to America with Nick and then back there? Players, we got JC. Let's just get Chris out of the game. Zach shooting our way. He's shooting our way.
30 seconds.
Off the break. Just more so. There's a dead ground
I want to see 4 for Dynasty.
If they run
So yeah, they're not too worried about this. They're just
20 seconds.
trying to buy a little more time.
the America guys sometimes stepping out.
Oh,
the wire.
here comes the 5th. Chris Shear.
Hold this. We play the game. Nick, if we get this kill, it's huge for us.
10 seconds.
Trading it, right? So he's going out there shooting. I think your first ball is your here, then right over the top. He's gonna play over the top when he gets out there. Trying to catch JC. It's a gimme kill drill. So
Jumping into this overtime period, throwing 5 minutes on the clock. Dynasty going really heavy. Guns are basically tripling up the back center. Oh, no, there's a couple
Yeah,
seconds
it's
left.
just a
Oh, yeah, they're going to
clock
play it. Yeah, so they get the free timeout.
Clock burn.
Yeah.
I guess the biggest change in this game here is Impact's guns have kind of cooled off a little bit, not
Yeah.
really getting the kills on the break as much as they would like. Dynasty's also dialing in their line too. They're making sure they have the right personnel in.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's just so hard on a blind layout because some guys get hot on certain layouts and you don't have the luxury of the practice, so you got to figure that out real time, figure out all the variables, figure out the shots. Both these teams have started to dial in their off-the-break shots. Impact is, I mean, they started out pretty good with the off-the-break shots, which is why they were so good against New York Extreme. So it looks like first to get out for Edmonton Impact, with still a minute to go, is Brandon Cornell. He's chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
And here comes Chris Shear, Greenspan, Fry, and Archie, who's going to be the 5th, Marcelo. So it looks like Marcelo good to go still. Definitely dealing with something though. I mean, maybe that, he did have some problems with his knee, but I mean, he's walking pretty good right now.
Got Nick Laval, Matt Derula, Justin Cornell, Brandon Cornell,
And Zach.
and Zach.
Yeah, they've been going with JC and Zach, and it's been really working out nicely for him over here on the snake side. And then Brandon's been getting a ton of spins.
20 seconds.
Oh man, 20 seconds to go. This is a tough one. Ryan, who you got?
Dynasty overtime.
Callie, agree, disagree?
I'm gonna go Impact. They're gonna shoot some guys on the break.
Let's see it.
Oh, they have Trevor in too.
So here we go. 5 minutes on the clock. Overtime.
Oh, Archie.
Yeah, Archie shot on the break. Marcelo Margot dives, jumps over the lane, but then he catches one up and over the top,
Ryan
and they're going to lose
Greenspan.
Greenspan. So this is absolute
Callie
disaster
called it.
here. Callie, you definitely did call it. Going to shoot some bodies on the break. 3 bodies dropping early for Dynasty. Probably going to do it here, as it is a 5-on-2. Harrison's still alive in the snake, but it's just a matter of time before Impact figures out what they need to do.
Harrison dies.
Yeah, man, yeah, this is not looking good.
Chris
here for
Shear and the
Dynasty at all.
Dorito.
Well, we haven't seen any 1-on-5s yet today, or in a while.
These guys are just counting the bodies, walking off. Essentially, you see Nick Laval looking at the Dynasty pits, counting how many guys are walking in there.
Yeah, so here comes Zax getting behind JC. Chris Shear's just begging for a miracle from the paintball gods here. Hoping for like a major, gross major would be great for him right now. Ooh, almost caught Cornell.
He's playing like he doesn't realize he has the whole wire.
He definitely doesn't. He was kind of head checking down, seeing what's going on the snake
Uh-huh.
side. I think it's just so many bodies walked off at once. They're not totally sure.
Yeah.
But once they added it all together, this would be curtains.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once they figure out that a bomb blew up over there on Dynasty side off the break, I mean, I think the last time we actually saw somebody win a 1-on-5 was maybe Mike Zupa in California
No way.
2 years ago,
That's awesome.
3 years ago maybe.
Yeah, you still have Trevor's looking inside snake where they don't realize that, the whole side's blown. Dorito only. But better to be cautious than,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let someone like Marcelo slip out and just shoot everybody.
Would you hear Impact talking it up much?
They're talking, but they're talking across the field.
Well, once JC gets all the way down this side,
Yeah.
I mean, he's blocked out a little bit from this spot.
Again, this layout, JC's going to say, well, they're not in these spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, JC's like, okay, look, there's not a lot of options of places this guy
Oh,
can
he
be.
missed him.
I think
Now
he
he
finally
got
got
it.
it.
Yeah, they think maybe the corner's hot because they had 2 guys go to the corner. They just didn't see Marcelo walk out.
Yeah, so
JC get team killed there.
yeah, little team kill. I think that might be the first legit team kill I've seen all day.
Oh, no, I definitely team killed Sam.
Oh, did you?
Callie is notorious. He will
I
mop
shoot,
you
I just
up
shoot
from the
anything
back.
that moves.
Every team's got one of them,
Yeah.
or 2. So that is going to do it here. Congratulations to Impact. They take down Dynasty with a beautiful break. They go undefeated as they beat New York Extreme in their first match. Dynasty going to go 1-1 point spread, not looking too bad. Also, in case you forgot, Tampa Bay Damage took down Houston Heat. So that's going to do it here. Going to take a short break. We'll be back with Hurricanes, Blast Camp, Revo, and PB Fit. Callie, Ryan, thank you so much. Best of luck with Infamous at the rest of this tournament. They will be playing first set against New York Extreme tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Stick with us here on Go Sports 2024 Mid-Atlantic Major League Paintball here in Atlantic City. We'll be back.